Hello everybody, I'm David Butler. I'm with Leader Evaporator, and today we are visiting the Aldrich family up in Derby, Vermont at Broadlook Maples. This is Dean Aldrich, and this is what's in front of us. What he uses for an evaporator is a natural draft arch with a Patriot set of pans. And this is kind of an old school sugar house. There's no RO. He boils raw sap. This pan features a raised flue pan so that all the liquid is above the rail. That allows you to have a float right here that we call a hot sap float, which controls the depth in the syrup pan. What you can see in the syrup pan right now is a nice gradation of bubbles. Deanie's doing a really nice job firing. And you can see by the color of the bubbles and the size of the bubbles that he's making really good syrup, even though it's close to the end of the season. You showed me a sample earlier, Deanie.
Sure I do. This is the grading kit.
So this is a temporary grading kit. And what you guys can see right here, this is fancy. This is the darkest it can be to be called fancy. And this one right here is what Deanie's making right now. So it's pretty close to fancy, which is good this year. It's been a very dark season so far. This is a new sugar house for Deanie. The arch is 2 years old. The sugar house is 2 years old. They finished the cedar V-match on the inside just this past winter. Deanie believes in old school, like I said. His woods, you've got 500 taps?
580 this year.
580 this year. His woods is all 3/16 tubing, which is interesting because you were telling me a story about a vacuum gauge on the 3/16 tubing.
I have a line up by my house. At the end of the line there's a vacuum gauge, and when the sap is running there's 21 taps on it with a big drop. And the vacuum gauge will read 27.5 pounds when the sap is really running good. And that's just natural flow. The small tubing acts like a straw would if you were sucking on a straw when you're heading downhill. That creates a vacuum that pulls the sap out of the tree.
And you were telling me that vacuum gauge is now what?
Shot.
It's stuck on 28 inches. A badge of honor for Deanie. Deanie burns a lot of softwood. A badge of honor is actually the color of that stainless steel stack. If you can see the color of that second piece of stack up there that's nice and purple, that nice purple stack right there means he's getting really good stack temperatures. How close are you?
No, I got a couple more fires, I guess. It gets almost there and then it goes down. So
Deanie just defoamed the syrup pan so that the compartments don't mix. On this side, right now, the sap coming from the flue pan on this side, he's going to draw a finished syrup on this side. So on this side of the evaporator, he actually has a 0 to 50 thermometer that he uses to gauge when it's syrup. He also has right here, staying warm, a hydrometer in a hydrometer cup so that he can measure the exact density of the syrup before he goes to filtration.
When you put the syrup in there and this floats, when this second red line is even with the level of the liquid, that's when it's syrup.
That's the hot line, yep.
That's the hot line. The bottom line is when the syrup's cold, right?
Correct. Correct.
I also filter with a felt, with a paper on top of the felt.
Yeah, just gravity filtration, and the grill is to keep it hot before he cans it.
That's a
Simple
operation. If you walk up the stairs, you can just lift one of them covers up and you can look and see if the sap, it will look pretty clear going in, but
sap actually.
The reason I showed Leader is I'm proud of my operation, and it's a little different. I mean, my syrup, everybody seems to love it and say it's really good syrup, and why not? and I'm proud to be glad I brought the leader.